with my wife here helping me, we were able to move all the cuttings that we had made previously from the neighbor's yard here and get rid of it. I still have this pile here, which I'm going to be removing piece by piece, although there is a snake threat in there. Can't really see anything, it's so overgrown. So I will deal with that instead of having my wife deal with it. But you can see these sprouts have popped up really fast. We're talking just less than 2 weeks. They've gotten as high as 2.5 feet tall. So I have to try to take as much of the tree out as I can, because it's going to grow even faster since we've removed whole sections of the tree that were up that way. So my plan today is to trim all these guys back off again, the new branches that have formed. And I am going to actually try to use a chainsaw to cut this big, I'd say 12 to 15 foot long beam out here, branch. Cut this whole thing off and then let it drop, and hopefully it doesn't fall on me. And then eventually I'll start to work this and get the trunk smaller and smaller and smaller. It's still quite an undertaking, but beginning to feel pretty optimistic. And look at that. Look at that little lizard right there. He's like, oh no, you're taking away my home. See the poor little lizard there? That little weird little looking bug up there. You know, it's like, I feel kind of sad. You know, my wife out there still trimming in the distance. She's trimming other trees and plants around the yard that have overgrown and are like just a hazard. But I'm going to go ahead and keep working out here. I am going to use the chainsaw here in a moment and just try to cut this out. We'll see if we can do this without getting hurt here, because it is about a 15-foot section. I'll cut the whole thing and then I'll bring it down and try to cut it some more with the chainsaw. So wish me luck. I'll let you guys see it, in case you're curious as to how it goes. So let me go ahead and set the tripod down and we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, I got the chainsaw going. So wish me luck. I'm going to try to hit it right there on that branch right there and try to cut the whole thing down. For some reason, that part of the tree seems like ultra hard, like almost trying to cut into stone. I don't know why it's not cutting. I don't know if you saw that. The saw was just spinning and just going across it. I'll try it again. It looked like it wasn't cutting. It was just spinning on it. Those portions of the tree are as hard as a rock. The saw is literally spinning on it. The blade still looks sharp. I'm going to try to cut another section and see what's going on. It doesn't want to cut. It's like spinning right on it. Like trying to cut through rock. It's solid. I don't know, I gotta figure this out. may have to stop and ask you guys for advice here because it's not behaving like wood. It literally is like hitting it and just sliding on it. The wood itself looks black. Let me show you what it looks like. You can see here, see what happened there? See the burn marks from where the saw hit? It literally is just sliding on it and not cutting through. So I'm gonna ask you experts out there, what's up with this? It's like, and we know this part is alive because there are still branches growing out of it. See that? It's not dead because there are branches here. But this portion of the trunk itself feels like it's super hard. It's not softwood. It's like super hard. And the chainsaw, it's just gliding on it. I'm going to try to cut another section to see if there's something wrong with the saw. If maybe I need to sharpen the blade or something happened to it. You know, it kept falling off the other day. So I wonder if I put it on wrong or something. I don't see how you could put a chainsaw blade back on wrong. But I am going to go ahead and try to cut a little section here just to see if it cuts, because I am starting to doubt what the heck is going on right now. Wondering here. Because it's not behaving like I think it should be behaving. So let me cut a little section and see what happens. Alright, here goes nothing. Even that little section feels like it's burning through. I wonder if I have the chain on too tight? Too loose? I don't get it. What has happened? Try one of the pieces I cut the other day. I can't seem to cut anymore.
What's happened?
I don't know. The chainsaw's not cutting. I mean, it's going in a little bit, but it's not cutting like before. It seems like the wood is behaving like it is rock, just sliding. No, it's not more gas. It's running fine. I think the blade looks fine to me. Yeah, I'm doing something wrong. Something has happened to the chainsaw where even the wood that I'm cutting right here, tried to cut, it's like not cutting. It is sliding across like it is maybe too much oil on it or something. Those of you who are more experienced, let me know what the heck is going on here, because see how it just slid across? It's not digging. It's like sliding and burning it. So it's not digging in and cutting. Let's take a look at the blade here and see what's going on. Here's what the blade looks like, how I have the stuff on. So I got the metal portion in the center here. Maybe I have it backwards. I bet you I have it backwards. What happened was, remember, I don't know if you remember a previous video where the chain was falling off. Yeah. Yep. I can see the angle of the blade. It's going this way. So now I think that the chain is backwards. I'm gonna take it apart and flip the chain around and see if that fixes the problem, because it was just sliding. I think the chain is actually on backwards at this point. So we're gonna flip it and turn it the other way. And that's, at least that's what I'm gonna try to do, because this obviously is not cutting correctly. Alright, I figured out the issue might have been me not having the hat on. So I put the hat on and it should now work. Wish me luck. Remember to release the safety on the chain. Okay, that wasn't much of a timber, but it did work, right? So the hat is critical, otherwise the chainsaw won't work. All right, for those of you who are actually serious about this, I did have the chain on backwards. It turns out that which way you have the chain on makes a difference. So if you ever have a situation where the chainsaw is just sliding across, you have the chain on backwards. And what you do is you just take the whole chain off, flip it around, you know, turn it from the front to back, and then put it back on. And that'll make the chain oriented in the right direction, and we can cut again. So, I don't think the hat makes a difference, but I think it makes me look more professional, doesn't it? Oh, this thing weighs a ton. Well, if nothing else, it's going to start to die here, because it's been severed, other than a little half-an-inch portion there. I think we might even try cutting another chunk off here. That's got me feeling pretty good, because that was a pretty big chunk of it to cut off. Alright, I'm going to try to remove the piece that fell and got stuck. I'm going to try to cut wedges, because I don't want it to lock my chainsaw in it like it did before. Hey, look, it didn't die. It's the first time I've had the chainsaw not die on me. You guys were wondering why it keeps dying. I haven't been turning it off. It just would shut off whenever I release the trigger. Looks like another branch holding it in place. Died on its own. I wonder if it ran out of gas or something. I'm trying to cut a little wedge there. Let me check the gas level and see what it looks like. Now we still have gasoline. Try to get it going again. cut off, but the other one is still stuck here. So we got a huge one here on the end, but this one has, there's actually another major, I would say artery, but it's not. It's actually another branch, another limb holding it in place. And this big one here weighs a ton. Huh? I know, I'm lucky. Because this could seriously hurt me here. Always wondering why I'm cracking up. Because I can get squished. Okay, there wasn't a branch, it was part of a branch that was going across. So at this point I think I can get this to come down. Well, that's one way to do it. It's literally being held on by the bark right now at this point. So we've got those big chunks right there. See what's actually holding it here is this little thing, but we got to go through this, and you can see it's got multiple. I think I'm gonna try to cut like Tom or somebody else was suggesting, just little tiny wedges, kind of like what I did this piece right here, where I kind of wedged it out. You know, made a little wedge, and we'll try to we'll try to wedge it piece by piece. But this is all that's left actually from here. It's still kind of high. And we got this big piece that's going against the fence, which will have to be split up later. But the idea is to get the branches out of here so that it doesn't keep growing all these little new growths here that are just popping up all over. And because, like I said, the tree is trying to stay alive. There is another branch out here that goes out across the other neighbor's house. So I'm going to try to cut it here and hope that it falls this way. Or if it falls, I can deal with it. It's not too bad. It's just one big branch. And then I think that is it for all the branches that extend out to the 3 other neighbors. Because this tree covers 4 yards. And then this part is the part that scares me a bit because it is like ultra thick. So I think if we do what Tom and others were suggesting, just making little tiny wedges, I can try to chunk it out, you know, like a piece at a time. Then all that'll be left is this big stump. Not even a stump, but the, I guess somebody called it a root ball. I didn't even know that these were called root balls. I just call it the root area, the root system, but I guess the real term is root ball. I don't know. But at least we got the saw working. So you see, learning on the job. You know, may not actually be the best way to learn without actually studying other videos. I did try to watch some, but they had all that safety gear and stuff, which I can't even afford. And by the time I buy all that, then, you know, it's time to leave. So sometimes you got to make do with what you have. And I thank you all for your kind thoughts and your suggestions, because I do believe they make a difference. I am going to go ahead and maybe cut a few little more pieces and then call it a night, because the sun is going down and I actually feel pretty good now. I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic that we can actually get the tree removed before Walter gets back. The big part will be these big chunks right here, because they are obviously much wider than the chainsaw itself, and that means trying to cut wedges out. This part won't be so bad, but when we get here to the trunk area, it's like probably 6 or 8 or 10 feet in circumference. I don't know. Pretty big. Well, until next time, everybody, I thank you all for your kind suggestions. Thank you all for your kind thoughts and prayers. And for those of you wishing me cutting my fingers off, what's your problem? Until next time, everybody, take care, have a good day, and God bless you all.